Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, my goal is to transform this rough yard into something you'd see on a golf course, complete with a chipping area and beautifully leveled grass. Bringing golf course elegance home was a challenge I couldn't resist, especially after a storm left us with a rough yard. With a budget of $5,000, I allocated funds to cover 30 cubic yards of screened topsoil to ensure optimal grass growth, a rented Dingo for heavy lifting, and an above-ground irrigation system to maintain it all. Planning was key. I started with designing my sprinkler layout because I knew I needed this in place as soon as I sowed my grass seed. I chose to use two Orbit 4 output digital hose end timers to control my irrigation system, along with 0G hoses and Hunter rotary sprinkler heads. While the above-ground sprinkler system left me with a lot of hoses on my lawn, it saved me upfront installation effort and cost. Next, I measured my lawn to calculate the square footage. This helped me determine exactly how much grass seed, starter fertilizer, straw, and topsoil I would need. There were also a handful of tools I had to order and assemble for the project. Finally, it was time to begin my lawn renovation. I scalped my lawn at the lowest setting on my mower and then core aerated. It took some trial and error to get good cores of dirt pulled. Light rain complicated things, and my tractor struggled to pull the core aerator up the hill in my backyard, so I ended up removing some weight. We got our first delivery of 10 cubic yards of screened topsoil. With my buddy's help, we began spreading the soil around the backyard using the Dingo and my trusty lawn tractor. Once the first layer of dirt was spread, it was time to level it using the Landsy drag rake. By the end of day one, I had a backyard covered in smooth dirt.
We really need a bucket. What about this one? Hey, August?
On day two, another 10 cubic yards of screened topsoil arrived. This time, I opted to use the Dingo to move the dirt around my yard instead of relying solely on my dumping wagon. Both methods worked well and added flexibility. I had been thinking non-stop about digging a plateau into the hill in my backyard for a chipping green, and my buddy finally helped convince me it was possible. After sketching the general shape, we got to work digging it out. I focused on maintaining a downhill grade across the plateau to help avoid drainage issues. However, we faced a serious setback when the Dingo's track slipped off during a critical moment on the slope. It turns out the downslope track is at risk of slipping off. This was incredibly frustrating, but with some trial, error, and persistence, we managed to get it back on track, literally.
And I got that 90-degree tool that I'm pretty damn sure.
After 2 more derailments, we got much quicker at fixing it. With equipment issues behind us, it was time to put the finishing touches on the plateau. I applied a selective herbicide at the time of seeding to give the grass seed the best possible chance to thrive. For the seed, I chose HGT Bluegrass, the same grass used by a local golf course for their fairways, and applied it at the recommended rate of 3 pounds per 1,000 square feet. To protect the newly sown seeds, we covered the ground with loose straw for the flat areas and straw blankets for the hills. Finally, I reinstalled the sprinkler system and gave the seed its first water just in time for Hurricane Helene's rains to roll in later that night. With the groundwork laid and rain on its way, it was time to sit back and watch nature do its magic. I can't wait to share the progress with you all. What's your biggest lawn transformation dream?